do it is beautiful. That's pure. And that's just the way it's got to be for me. That's my own prerogative. There are a million ways I know how to make money. This isn't the one I want to make money on. Okay, this has got to be free for it to stay beautiful and pure. For me, that's what it's all about. The preaching and the teaching, I've got to do it. But I get things off my chest so I don't pester family and friends. So in social situations, I'm not always talking about this stuff. I let it go, man. There's other things. I'm stop and smell the roses kind of guy, you know. So that's a huge perk for me dumping like this. And if people want to listen to me, they can. Okay? But if they say, no, the guy is just freaking me out and he's hurting my head, then you can pass. You can't handle it. Fine. But I just want people to know that I can be fun to be with. I really can. And I'm not always stressed out, uptight, frustrated, and angry. Chuck Lorre, he was worried that his co-workers in the film business, you know, the Hollywood world, thought he was always angry, always had a chip on his shoulder. And he wanted to let them know that, you know what, he is fearful and that was coming across as anger and, you know, that he was blaming other people, but he wanted everybody to know. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. Just know this, is that, yeah, just like every other normal, healthy, decent, upright person out there, you're offended by the insanity when you hear of a guy killing his wife and two adorable little girls, okay, when he is supposed to be protecting those ladies and that lady and those children. It offends the sensibilities to a degree that makes the mind real, doesn't it? I mean, it's just, God, how does everybody not have furrows on their brow? I mean, it's just crazy, man. How do we cope with the crap in this world, man? But yeah, you know what? As far as censorship in America, we got to stop this BS. With Alex Jones, I still, even if you hate the guy, even if you disagree with everything he says, you think he's an enemy of the state, a traitor, whatever, okay, an enemy to humanity, whatever, liar, he still has a right to his free speech, just like Edward Snowden and just like Assange. You understand? It's a very American idea. These are journalists. These people have a right to say what they want to say. And you decide for yourself. You do your own research whether they're making stuff up. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because we know there are real life conspiracies. We know there really is really bad actors in this world. There has always been. Duplicitous, diabolical, evil genius freaks, okay? That wreak unspeakable havoc upon our species, okay? And by him exposing them is very biblical. Okay, so I'm not abandoning Alex Jones. I'm not condemning Alex Jones. The opposite is true. Okay? He's exposing the fruitless deeds of darkness. That's a passage from Scripture and trying to have nothing to do with them. But see, the problem I have is that I think he is inadvertently. I mean, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I just believe that he's totally deceived about these economic issues and how they affect us socially and politically. Okay, he's just... Oh, man, I just, but God, I mean, I'm having a hard time with him, man. R. Kelly. Man, that's some messed up, sad stuff. I mean, look, all men, they're effed up. Okay, women are effed up too with the prostitute mentality. That's why I can't stand conceited women. I mean, I've been with beauty queens. And there was nothing there because women always looking in the mirror and brushing their long flowing hair, even naked. I mean, doing this stuff. Perfect bodies and nothing. A young guy, late teens, early 20s. I've been with women like this. Nothing. Impotent. And they're gorgeous. Perfect. It wasn't there because they were conceited. So what do I like? I love the opposite in a woman. I like a woman with humility. So it's the opposite of that prostitute mentality. No, I'm priceless. I'm not selling my body. And men have this real issue with this polygamous thing. See, this got me in trouble in my marriage when I had so many willing partners when I was a teenager. Man, I was a surfer with the blonde hair and the bronze complexion. I mean, they all wanted to, date surfers and sleep with surfers, and I loved it. So I was, oh yeah, you want me? Sure, you. So I didn't have a steady for large chunks of my teenage years when I was promiscuous, but it carried over to my marriage, and I screwed up my marriage as a result, taking this stuff lightly. It's heavy duty stuff emotionally and everything else. I mean, it destroys people's lives. Okay, the wrong move when it comes to the sex stuff and adultery and all this stuff, man. So I can't overemphasize that. The warnings I'm giving everybody out there. This is heavy duty, but it's very unbecoming for men to have that polygamous mentality. No, it's one woman, one man, one woman, one woman, one man. That's it, man. That's the only way it can ever work. That's what I firmly believe. Otherwise, I'd tell you. Sure, it's nice to fantasize and play with the idea. Any guy wants to look at porn and play with himself and, wow, look at this woman. Look what she's showing me, her body. Oh, God, thank you. She's beautiful. Praise. And I get it, man. Believe me, I'm not sitting on a high horse. I get it. They are God's finest little creatures, hands down, no questions asked. And I get the whole, lust for a virgin thing too. I mean, how many guys ever had a virgin? I never did. But, hey, virgin, like R. Kelly, with young women. I mean, the women, the permission from the parents. I mean, you can go to an X-rated movie if you're a minor with your parents, right, or R-rated at least, and we all know that they have intercourse even in R-rated movies, right? I don't know. But, it's a heavy trip, man, this sexual stuff. And that poor bastard, he is really beside himself now. And, he just got enticed a little too far. And, he might be a really good human being. He seems very passionate, and I respect that. But, you break the law. You see, there's some people that really resent that. And, they're really offended by a guy that wants to be with a really young woman. But, look at the Jews. Okay, the Jews, they say, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah. I mean, it starts what? I know my daughters were trying, at least one of them was, 12, 13. She was boy crazy. I had to, show boys out of their room in the middle of the night, a couple times. And it's a tough pill to swallow at that age, I know. And they can get pregnant pretty young. Once they start their period, the physiology and all that stuff, that's why the Jews have this. They're trying to celebrate manhood, womanhood. And we find that offensive to a lot of people. But, hey, you know what? I mean, it is what it is. It's not exactly pedophilia. You might say but it's improper. I might agree with you. But, hey, what are you going to do? I mean, nudity is not even porn necessarily, so you can't make people say, well, you got nudist colonies, whole families are going naked. Is there anything improper? Is that pedophilia because there's naked kids and naked adults, together? And you understand? So everybody's got to figure this out on their own. I mean, I don't understand anybody that would want child porn. I mean, what is that? I mean, I don't want to know. What are we talking about here? It's horrible when you think about kids being made to engage in sexual acts. I mean, I've heard stories of babies and all this stuff. So there is some really wildly satanic crap going on with this pedophilia and hurting children and then sometimes killing them to silence them, like child sacrifice of old. There's some freaky stuff going on I don't want to get involved with. So all I know is follow the law and you won't get into trouble, okay? That's plenty. Your guy your age, R. Kelly, look, man, 18 is pretty damn young, okay? And I get it. Look, it might be legal, but you're going to face tons of consternation. That's disapproval from people. Women especially hate it. A guy, it's legal, though, for a guy in his 60s to be with an 18-year-old. There's nothing the law can do. As much consternation you want to throw at him, is it even immoral? You see, so there's no real logic to the consternation, but it's there. This is the problem people have. Oh, I'm too young and she's too old, or he's too old, she's too young. And, I hear Judge Marilyn Milian, she has a real problem with men being with women that she thinks, oh, the age spread is too much. But, she's got this hypocrisy thing where she's all, oh, you go, girl, when she finds out it's an older woman with a young man. So, look, either way, it can work or not work. Age should not have one whole hell of a lot to do with it. A lot of men are attracted to older women. A lot of women are attracted to older men. It's just the paradigm, just the way it is. So, there's a lot of women like the more mature guy because guys, it can take them a long time to grow up. And I'm a testament to that. And so anyhow, enough about R. Kelly and his problems, but you stepped over the bounds, man. You broke the law, and you're going to be paying for it, man. So, and if you pushed yourself on these girls, remember their brains are still developing. I'm sure as hell not at risk for having sex with an underage woman. No way, man. In fact, my first wife, my first and only wife, I told her, look, I was done being promiscuous. Even if I could legally, at 17, it was pretty much legal. I could have consummated the relationship. She wanted to. She wanted me. And I said, no, will you marry me? That's it. Unless she agreed to marry me, I was not going to do it. So that's it, man. I'm done with that promiscuous stuff. And, I feel like that now. But I'm not at risk of ever being a pedophile or a child molester, or getting in trouble for statutory rape. No chance. And I recommend that. That's my advice to other men too, is that watch your P's and Q's, guys, because, hey, look, it's pretty rough. The consternation thing that you're going to face if you think you just want a really young woman, so you're some guy in his 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and you want a teenager, okay, you can do it legally and you can do it morally. Just remember, you will face a lot of consternation, a lot of disapproval. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow for relatives and friends and co-workers and the public in general. They're going, oh, it must be his daughter, right? So I kind of hope this girl of my dreams is older than I think she is, because you know how it is with women. I can't tell their age. They're so good. I see women. Look at Jane Pauley. She's hot, man. She's like almost 70. And she is freaking adorable. She is a very cute woman, very pretty, very demure, very feminine. She looks very healthy. Okay? She's very attractive. And she's an older woman. So I don't know how old the girl of my dreams is, but I'm kind of hoping that she's older than I think. Just for that reason, to face less consternation if we do happen to hook up. For my sake and her sake, because, you get it from both sides of the family and peers and the public, everything else. So, but of course, women always hope they're young. Not that it's better. Look at wine. We're like wine, right? The better, the more age, the better, right? Finer. And that's how I look at it with us. You get better, you get more important. I talk about medicinal foods sometimes, and charcoal, activated charcoal, is one of the things I really recommend. I like it. There's something about that, just this idea, because we get, preservatives and additives and toxins, chemical crap, residue in our blood, in our bodies, our organs and crap. And so I know that the doctors and hospitals say, oh, no, you only take that in poisoning. And just, oh, no. Hey, what the hell? You can buy it. It's not even that expensive. I've gotten deals on buying multiple bottles of this stuff, and I don't even take it all the time, but sometimes take a few of them. My stomach's feeling, I like it, and I recommend, but you've got to drink extra water. One of the most damaging things you can do to your body is not drinking enough water. You get dehydrated, particularly this time of year when it's cold, you don't feel like drinking water. Drink it, okay? And I mean filtered water, not stuff laced with sodium fluoride, okay? Or other chemicals. Drink clean water. A lot of it, especially if you're going to be eating activated charcoal. Remember, consult your physician. I don't want to get in trouble. All I know is I like it, and I like the oil of oregano internally and externally. I'm going to give the best advice I can give you with all the wealth of knowledge I have. And I'm not going to try to steer anyone astray. I want the best for everybody. There's no shortage of best out there, folks. So, heaven wouldn't be heaven if there wasn't a whole lot of other people, like-minded people to hang out with, to chill with, to be with, okay, in that vicinity, in that venue. So, yeah, take care of your health, and your body is like a machine, and it's a gift from God, just like we should take care of the earth. Be good stewards. And we need to release disruptive technology and call Al Gore out on that. All these people about, it's all about saving the climate. That's why we got to make you poor. So you got to have a small carbon footprint. You can't afford to take trips and drive a car and heat and cool your house.